It's also that time of year when millions of high school seniors will find out where they've been admitted to college. At those prestigious Ivy League schools and many others, tuition averages well over $50,000 a year. So does the expense of an Ivy education pay off in the real world? It was the subject of a recent CNBC.com article. It's also this morning's street poll. We have two Brown University alums here for a street fight. Elena Bajic is founder and CEO of Ivy Exec, an online recruiting company. She says it's all worth it. Catherine Cohen is founder and CEO of Ivy Wise, a college counseling company. She says college is what you make of it. All right. Yeah, I'll buy that. Elena, why do you think it's worth it?
Well, there are many reasons why an Ivy League education is worth the price. But most importantly, it's really how it affects your entire career. And I'll give you an example of Warren Buffett, who attended Columbia Business School, primarily because Ben Graham and David Dodd at that time were teaching. And that experience profoundly affected his entire life and career. And there are so many more examples where inspirational and very successful professors can affect someone's life. Beyond the academics, we have other reasons as well. The network that it built, it's a network for life that you can leverage throughout your career, and you can leverage it also during your job search. You get
the benefit of the doubt.
All right.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
With an Ivy degree.
Absolutely.
Because when I came out of Penn Law, nobody asked me what my grades were. The fact that I had come out of Penn, I could have been at the bottom of the class, but Penn Law, I got the benefit of the doubt.
It gives you that opportunity. As a recruiter, I know that I look at a resume longer and I evaluate it better just when I see the Ivy League degree there. And not to mention the financial aspect of it. Actually, an Ivy League graduate is earning about 32% more in an entry-level position than a non-Ivy League graduate.
Catherine, how can you argue with that?
Well, first of all, you don't have to go to an Ivy League school to be successful. And if you take the Warren Buffett example, he actually went to University of Nebraska as an undergraduate, or Oprah Winfrey, who went to Tennessee State, or Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, who went to Ithaca College. I mean, look at Steve Jobs. He started at Reed and never even finished college. Or Sean Parker from Napster or Facebook, who never even went to college. So there's not that correlation. And interestingly enough for your viewers, two economists recently did a study, Dale and Kruger, on whether or not attending an elite university was going to correlate to their future financial success. And they found that it didn't. And they found, in fact, that just applying to a selective school, even if you were rejected, is just as much of an indicator of future financial success as having gone to that elite school. So what they're basically saying is, if you had the cojones, sorry,
hitting the mic.
If you had those cojones to apply to that very selective school, you have that motivation and that drive and that ambition that is enough to make you successful later. And that's exactly what we counsel students on, is how to make the most of that college experience. Because I'm sure, Elena, when you're looking at a resume, I mean, if it was just based on Ivy League degree, you would just send the name and the name of the school, the name of the person and the name of the school where they graduated from. But we all know that the deal maker is so much more than that to get the job.
Of course, school is just one part of it. But like you mentioned, you bring up a really good point, and that's that the Ivy League degree really acts as a pre-screener. And just getting accepted into an Ivy League school is proof of a lot of the skills, the same skills that are very valued in the workforce: persistence, intelligence, perseverance, etc.
And I guess what it sounds like you're saying, though, is something, well, I mean, at least conventional wisdom would say, if you're sort of average and you get into an Ivy League school, it gives you a leg up, and which is the same as if someone was really outstanding and did not go to an Ivy League school, they have to spend more time proving that.
Well,
absolutely.
An example.
And it's all a matter of statistics and really percentages, because there's so many people at state schools who could have gotten into an Ivy League school but maybe didn't because they didn't have the financial means, and professors at the same token at state schools who are excellent. But on average, if we look in aggregate, you really see that at Ivy League schools that those groups are more advanced in aggregate.
Well, I think Ivy League schools have greater financial resources, and they actually can give greater financial aid than some other state schools. But, you know, you and I went to Brown. I applied to Berkeley and Brown, got into both. I chose Brown because I thought it was the better fit. And I was a very driven, self-motivated student, so I took the maximum number of courses you could take.
What were you thinking? Bad weather over good weather.
And I was from Los Angeles, no less, so I really gave up the sunshine. But anyway, I had friends who went to Brown who didn't make the most of it. And I know examples of people who came out of an Ivy League school. I had one friend, for example, who graduated from Brown, and he became a career waiter, which is, again, not a bad profession, but did he need to attend an Ivy League school to wait tables for 15 years?
Well,
I don't know that he needed to.
I'm sure any school has that kind of anecdotal evidence. It's the overall.
And I think there are exceptions to every rule, but I think if we look in aggregate, you will see that just the Ivy League education is a positive impact on someone's career.
All right, ladies.
Thanks to both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Elena and Captain, thank you both very much.
Thank you.